I completely overpacked for this trip. Maybe not your version of overpacking, but definitely my version of overpacking. I was still in a carry-on, of course, but I definitely packed a lot of stuff that I didn't even touch. But at least when I make a mistake, I admit it and I make a video. Hopefully I can watch it and not make the same mistakes again, but most importantly, so that you can watch it and not make the same mistakes that I did. And that's what we're doing today. Let's talk about what a bad packer I was. First of all, I'm so sorry for not making an actual packing video. I filmed a lot of it. I filmed a capsule wardrobe. I filmed the overhead packing shots. I just never actually made the video. Way too busy. It's so hard having this job and my normal job. However, sometimes it's way more helpful to watch an unpacking video. And in this situation, that is definitely true. Because what if you were like, oh my gosh, she packed so amazing, I'm gonna copy that. And now you're like, just kidding. So let's dive in, let's unpack. Let me show you what I actually wore and used out of my suitcase and what I didn't touch at all. So first, let me tell you about my trip. I did make a vlog for the bulk part of the trip, and that is currently on YouTube. So if you didn't watch it, please watch it. I love making vlogs. It's just so much fun. I'll even link it in the description so that you can watch that after this. I was in Indonesia, and the main part of my trip and the whole reason for going was to live on a boat for 6 days in Komodo National Park, diving, snorkeling, hiking, and seeing Komodo dragons. Yeah, that was incredible. I met up with my nomadic friend, Justin. We've been online friends for years and now finally did a trip together. And then I made 4 other friends as well. There were only 6 people on the boat and it was an amazing time. That's all the stuff that's in the vlog. But before I got to Komodo, I first went to Bali for 4 days. And I spent most of my time in Amed, which is kind of the diving capital of Bali. I did 3 new dive certifications and dove a couple of amazing shipwrecks. After the diving and Amed part, I did have 1 day to just kind of sightsee and do everything, and then made my way over to the island of Flores. There is a little town called Labuan Bajo.
I made it to Labuan Bajo, which is the gateway to Komodo National Park.
So I was there for just about 2 days before getting on our boat, and there really isn't much to do at all. We just kind of bought stuff for the boat and spent a lot of time in a really cool cocktail bar, which ended up being our favorite restaurant. And then I also had 2 overnight stopovers in Hong Kong, one on the way there and one on the way back, where I stayed in a capsule hotel. And the only reason I'm mentioning that is because I strategically packed knowing that I was going to sleep there in my 55-hour journey on the way there and the way back. So let's dive into my luggage and my backpack. I have not really touched these at all since I got home. I've opened up my luggage once to get out 2 little souvenirs that I brought for a friend, and I have opened up my backpack to get some of my tech out because obviously I had to make a vlog. But other than that, nothing's really been touched. I'm kind of nervous to open up my suitcase because I have no idea what it looks like in there. Like I said, I overpacked. I packed too many clothes and I packed too many toiletries. So much stuff that I didn't even touch. We're switching up our camera angles today. Let's show you this side of the packing studio. Look at my map with all my pins of where I've been and a Diet Coke. So we've got this massive backpack as a personal item and this expanded bigger carry-on from Quince. Okay, I do have a backstory though. Knowing that I was going on a trip where I was going to be diving 80% of the time, I was like, I want to bring some of my dive equipment, including my fins, which only fit in a bigger size carry-on. It's not going to fit in a 22-inch. So I was like, what a good excuse to get the quince color that I've been dying to get, because they do have this beautiful color, but only in the bigger carry-on for whatever reason. So I'm like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna use it, I'm gonna pack my fins, I'm gonna pack my boots, I'm gonna pack my wetsuit. And then when I actually started to pack, I was like, no, it takes up too much room, I'm not gonna pack that. And then I still packed in the bigger carry-on anyway. Okay, so let's get into it. Yes, it's overweight. But I only had to check it because of weight once. I didn't have to check it because of the actual size. So I went from Detroit to Chicago, Chicago to Hong Kong, and then Hong Kong to Bali. And then when I had to fly to Flores, I flew obviously there and then made my way back the exact same route. I flew United, Cathay Pacific, and then Air Asia. And I'd flown Cathay Pacific before where they did not weigh my bags whatsoever, but for some reason this time they did. And it was fine. Take my luggage. They even held it overnight while I was in Hong Kong. And just in case they were going to do that, I came prepared. But I'll show you that when I unpack my personal item. This is what it looks like. Where do I begin? Let's start with this little area right here. This little pocket, I put all of my underwear. I wore most of it, but I was honestly in a bathing suit most of the time. I'm not going to show my dirty underwear on camera, but I'm just going to go like that. And this pocket is a bunch of random stuff. So I packed a lot of these things to put in my drinks because when you're diving a lot, and especially when you're somewhere really hot, you need extra hydration. That's what they're here for. I also have little cough drops. I suck on those a lot when I dive. When I'm breathing while I'm diving, it really makes your mouth dry. I did buy some travel and things that are just supposed to be really good for if you get Bali belly, but I didn't get sick at all. Here's a magnet that I bought, news strips. These are what I use to go to sleep. And then these are cakes. They are nipple covers so that if I want to go braless, I can just kind of place them right here and it's totally fine. And I can tell you right now, I was braless the entire trip. Even when I was sweating to death, they were awesome. They're the grippy ones, not the sticky ones. This is the compression panel. Here I do have an air tag and I do have one bra that again, I didn't wear. Yeah, what can I say? Let's get into the clothes. On top here, too lazy to set up an overhead shot today, you guys, so you're just gonna get that. This is my wetsuit. It is by the brand Henderson, which is a really, really good brand for plus size women's wetsuits. Probably could have rented one from the shop and it would have been fine, but this fits me so well. And a lot of other countries don't have wetsuits for my size body. So I knew right away that I wanted to pack this. That was one of my non-negotiables. We have two packing cubes. One is this double packing cube from Trip Travel Gear. Pack stuff on the top, pack stuff on the bottom. And then this is a packing cube from Tom Bin. I just really liked how they fit together. Before we dive into those, let's look at the bottom of the suitcase because I do like to pack things really flat there. This was a long sleeve rash guard. Sometimes I dove in just this and swim leggings. Sometimes I wore this under a wetsuit. Definitely wore this, definitely will pack it again. This, of course, it's wrinkled right now. A nice little long sleeve shirt. I did wear that a couple times. Loved it. I did get some chocolate ice cream on it. That's a thing. And then this is a really cute little yoga top slash sports bra that I got when I was in Uluwatu for the day in Bali. Even though this thing was $47, I really liked it. I wore it 3 times on the trip. So if this would have come in more colors, I would have bought all of them. I loved it. And then let's see, I have a t-shirt from the dive shop that I dove with in Bali. And I also got a dry bag. And then this is my swim pair of shorts. The only reason I didn't put it in the packing cube is because they were kind of still wet. You dove twice on the very last day and then had to pack your stuff and get off the boat. And then I did pack 2 travel microfiber towels, which I did use. The boat did give you a towel that I used for showering, but these were really nice just to get the water off so you're not dripping wet when you're on the boat after a dive or a snorkel. And now the side is empty. So let's get into my packing cubes. I did completely stick to the rules by having tops and bottoms that all intermixed to make a maximum amount of outfits. Let's start with the bathing suits. This top, wore it. Where's the matching bottom? Where's the matching bottom? I don't know where the matching bottom is. Maybe we'll find it somewhere else in the suitcase. I hope I didn't lose it. Swim leggings, just like the rash guard, very good to have under your wetsuit or by themselves. Here is a matching top and bottom. All of this swim stuff is from Old Navy, by the way. Now, I didn't really need this, but this was a really cute swimsuit to wear in case I had cute beach days, and I didn't have a cute beach day, but I did wear it. Another swim top and another pair of shorts bottoms. So I had 3 bottoms and 3 tops and then 1 full swimsuit. Now I did wear it all, but I didn't need to have it all. Any scuba diver going on a liveaboard will tell you, if you're gonna overpack anything, overpack swimsuits, because you're going to dive 3 or 4 times a day and you're just gonna wanna put on a fresh swimsuit. But there were a lot of times where I only really had maybe an hour in between dives. I just kind of went on the deck, dried off, and stayed in my suit. Definitely could have packed less. And then this was my little cover up, but ended up wearing it every single day. I would probably actually bring 2 of these next time. And then these are neoprene scuba socks. So I do have 2 pairs of these. I only really used 1. And I'm still missing that blue swimsuit bottom. Okay, let's get into all the clothes that I didn't wear. So most of the stuff is gonna be Old Navy. Black, all of these tops, I think they're the double layer scoop tank or something like that. You see me pack them on almost every trip. So black top, wore. I also have it in green, which I wore, and this color that I wore. White that I actually didn't wear. Another little tank top, I did wear it a lot. This is from Old Navy, but last year. And then this top I ended up wearing a lot. This is like an athletic top from Old Navy, and it does have a built-in bra. And then these are 2 tops that I didn't wear. This little top. And then I did pack a shirt that says, save water, drink tequila, because I knew my friend and I were gonna go to some cocktail bars. Didn't wear it. And then also that was packed in here, this is actually a skirt. I did wear this several times. Good job, Lauren. Now let's go into the bottom where I know there's stuff I didn't wear. This is a dress. Why did I pack dresses? This little dress from Walmart, did not wear. I did pack this pair of pants. This is a pair of shorts from Old Navy, again, that I wore 1,000 times. And then this is a cute little linen pair of shorts. I did wear these twice as well. This dress, when I was prepping for this trip, I went to Target, tried some stuff on, and I posted a picture of this dress and I said I didn't buy it. And everyone was like, go back and buy it. It's really cute. So I did, and I made myself wear it so that I could take some pictures at my hotel in Bali because everything was so green and lush, and I thought that the red would really pop. I wore it for 30 minutes to take pictures and I didn't wear it again. I did pack a longer skirt. I thought maybe I would be going to a temple in Bali where you have to be covered, but I didn't. So I didn't wear it. So yeah, reminder to future Lauren, you're going on a liveaboard trip. You can literally live in bathing suits and 2 pairs of shorts the whole time. Moving on. Ray-Ban Meta glasses. I love these to film, especially if I want to film and be a little more incognito, but I didn't really use these at all. Hat from Target says living my best life. I wore this a lot. Hat says Komodo Flores. Wore this a bunch of times as well. Brush, definitely necessary after every single dive. I had this and my leave-in conditioner that were right in my little dive cubby. And every time I got back on the boat after I rinsed off, I would spray my hair with leave-in conditioner and I would brush through it. This is a little container. It's actually from Takeoff Luggage. This I always keep my dive mask in. I did use this a few times. I did borrow another one from the company. And then in here, I have it in a little Quince dust bag, but this is my dive computer. Absolutely necessary when going on a diving trip. It logs all of my dives. And then I have 2 little dive headbands. Keep your hair out of the way, especially when you're diving, get it out of your mask. I'm glad that I had 2 because I let a friend borrow one. And then this is a cute little bowl that I got. I got another one for a friend. Okay, what else do we have? Sunglasses and regular glasses in here. I actually have 2 of these because I always like 2 pairs of sunglasses, black and brown. And then I have been traveling with 2 pairs of prescription glasses. When I was in the Maldives, I only had 1 and I lost it and it was not good. So I always travel with 2 now. Diet Coke break. This is just a little bag, so it actually came in handy. I have my GoPro in there and a little card game that I brought thinking we were gonna play games on the boat, and we never did. But this is the little liquids bag that comes with the trip's travel gear toiletry bag, which I'll show you in a minute. And I do have my toiletries packed in this in my personal item, but I packed an extra one. And what I ended up using this for, and I thought it was so smart. So the rooms there were very close quarters, and it was basically like almost a ladder to get down. So if I ever needed to go back to my room for something, it was kind of inconvenient. So in here, I packed every single thing that I needed on the boat, so I barely had to go back into my room. So this was like my little boat bag. These were my little trekking sandals. We needed to wear either closed-toed shoes or shoes with a strap around the ankle when we went to see the Komodo dragons. Brought these, wore them. They were great. The other shoes, I didn't bring them down here to show you, but they were just Target's version of Birkenstocks, which I loved. I did get a little blister, but I packed blister band-aids, so it was fine. This is a sarong that I bought just as a souvenir. This is a flat iron. I know I was never going to do my hair on a trip where I was primarily in the ocean every single day. But hear me out. I just cut all my hair off 15 inches and I hadn't been on a trip with this haircut. So I brought this with me just in case. Like, what if I woke up and looked crazy? I think I did actually use it a couple times when I looked a little crazy. So I can say that I used it. If I go on another mostly scuba, snorkel, beach trip, I'm not bringing it. Here's a plastic bag. Souvenirs, sticker, patch, magnet, magnet, magnet. I always get one magnet for me, my friend, and my sister. A little anklet and 2 necklaces. Another souvenir t-shirt. For the record, I did not buy this. Justin and I spent so much time at this bar in Labuan Bajo. We made friends with the bartenders. We were basically there for 2 days. And at the end, they gave us a crazy discount and a free t-shirt. And I was like, I'm not gonna keep this t-shirt, but it's really soft. All that's left is a bag of camera gear and my toiletry bag and my GoPro stick. If you thought I overpacked clothes, what I really packed a lot of was electronics. 10 pounds of electronics. These are my electronics that aren't as important that I can put in my carry-on. A case for my Insta360. I never really I don't think I'm gonna dive with that anymore. 2 lights that attach to this little rig for my GoPro. So you put a light on each one and you hold it while you dive to get great pictures. And I did like it. I brought it on a couple of dives, but I just used my GoPro and stick more. An extra GoPro case because if it would have broke, it would have sucked. And then all of the little doodads to put it all together. And let's get into the toiletry bag. And I meant to make a what's in my toiletry bag video while I was there, while I got ready, but I never really got ready. You're about to see everything that's in here, and then I'll show you everything that's in my liquids bag as well. It's my personal item, but I really didn't use any of it. So anyway, best toiletry bag in the universe. Let's open up this part first. I do pack daily contacts when I travel, especially when I dive. Q-tips, toothpick flosser things, little mini travel deodorant, face wash. Now this is not a liquid. I do have it in the Cadence container. These are the Olay cleansing melts where you just have a little pad like this. You can actually totally rip it in half to wash your face with. A razor, which I think I shaved my legs once, and my toothbrush. This is where I put all of my jewelry and hair ties. And then in this part, a ton of Band-Aids, which I did actually use. Now, this all is makeup. Mascara, didn't wear. Eyeshadow, didn't wear. Eyebrows, didn't wear. Lipstick, didn't wear. Lip liner, didn't wear. Eyeliner, didn't wear. And brushes. And I'm a makeup artist. And then in here, we have a loose powder, Fenty blush. I think I did put blush on once. Concealer, I did use it once because I got some injections when I was in Bali, and I did get a little bruise under my eye. So I did end up putting concealer on it at that point. Pressed powder, never wore. Sponges, bronzer. This is actually, I was in duty free in Hong Kong and they had this Givenchy pressed powder that I've been wanting to use, and they had it for 40% off. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Haven't used it yet. So let's unpack my personal item. This is it. This is a bag from Bag Smart. Used it, liked it, inexpensive. Seal of approval. Where do I start? This is my plane bag. If you guys aren't new here, you know I always have a plane bag. This is a little bag from Nomad Lane that comes with the bento bag. So in here are all of my essentials I need while I'm on the plane. I had a bulkhead seat where this had to go up above, so I only had this. But even if I had a normal economy seat where this had to go underneath the seat in front of me, I don't really want to go in it unless I have to. So that's where the plane bag comes in. Headphones for the seat back entertainment, eye mask, other headphones for my phone or iPad, Kleenex, and a bunch of new strips. Gotta sleep on the plane. And then on this side, chapstick, eye drops, more liquid IV, and pens. That's my plane bag. There's so many pockets in this thing. All right, here's my water bottle. I love it because it has a handle, and there's a new sticker, Komodo National Park. We have a top pocket here. This is some really nice natural sunscreen that I bought on the island, and it's reef safe. If you're wondering about normal sunscreen, I bought a big bottle when I got there and used that. This is a pair of sunglasses that I bought actually in duty free. So I ended up with 3 pairs of sunglasses. I love them. If you want to buy anything designer, guys, buy it duty free because then it costs less than if you were going to buy it at home. More cough drops, another plastic bag, lip balm. That's it for the top. I also usually had my portable charger in there. I did take it out though because I've used it since I got home. There is another little side pocket right here. There's food in there. When I was in Chicago, it was that caramel and cheese popcorn. So another hidden pocket, wet wipes, a little travel journal that I didn't use, and a shot list for something I had to film. And what I needed to film while I was traveling, I used this fly kit for jet lag. I've seen ads for it 1,000 times, and I contacted the company and said, hey, I'm going on this really, really long 54-hour journey one way. I'd really love to try that out. And they're like, yeah, great. We'll send you one. And can you make us a video? So I'm making a video for the company. They have an app that you put all your flights in, and they tell you when to sleep, when to eat, when to take little supplements. So it was great. And it comes in this little bag. This is a very stretchy pocket, by the way. Let's go into the back portion. The tripod, which I did use a lot. Every time that I was vlogging, I would put my phone on it and kind of hold it like this. And then I did use it just to take photos a couple times too. I always have a travel tripod. Baby wipes, especially in bathroom situations. I did bring my iPad, you guys, which I almost never bring. I had movies downloaded on here, some games downloaded, kind of nice to have. And then of course my laptop, which I used a lot. I took a lot of pictures, I took a lot of videos. So after every single dive, I went on my laptop and organized footage. It's embarrassing almost to have to be on your laptop the whole time, but this trip was work. It felt like a vacation, of course, because it was tropical paradise, but I still worked. Let's get into the rest. So it opens like this. First things first, I guess we'll start with this little waterproof pouch. This is another pair of those socks for diving. I think this is the pair that I actually used and had to put them in the wet pouch because they were still a little bit wet. More of that Traveland stuff that I did not end up needing. Another new strips and another air tag. This was my little clutch that was just kind of like a carry-all for anything important. I got it on Amazon, and inside there's a ton of space. Dive logbook, my passport case that I got from Quince. It's leather, it's nice. I haven't always traveled with a passport case because if you're going to present your passport, you can't present it in a case. You have to present it like this. So I'm like, what's the point of a case? But now, like, they give you this little thing when you enter Hong Kong that you have to hold on to exit. I put a couple new strips in there. I have a couple of extra 2x2 photos just in case. And then all of my paper tickets. And then I also have, instead of an air tag, I have this little spot minder card, which is essentially an air tag, like a tracking device that I put in my passport. Ooh, some money. Need that. Anyway, I lost my passport once before. There's a video about it on the channel, and very nice to have. And this is my little wallet I had with me the whole time. I didn't use my usual travel wallet. So I've got all my cards, including my scuba diving card. And then this is where I would put kind of my Indonesian cash. That is a little card slot that comes with a Quince wallet. Maybe one day I'll show it to you. But for my actual purse, This is a bag that I got in Papua New Guinea, and it holds so much stuff. When I travel, I have to carry a lot of stuff with me, so it's always nice to have. I did wear this a lot. This is a book that I bought at the airport, diving in Southeast Asia, and this book was on the boat, and my friends and I were obsessed with reading it. So when we found it at the airport, we had to buy it, and we actually started making notes for future dive trips while we were on the plane. I'm like, open up to page 62. And then we would read it together. This is my other sunglasses and glasses case. This is a little packing cube that comes with the Trip to Travel Gear toiletry set. So it comes with the toiletry bag that I showed you, this, and the liquids bag. I used this because I had those 2 overnight layovers in Hong Kong. I knew I needed a change of clothes or pajamas or whatever if I'm in that capsule overnight. This is also my universal charger. You will see that I have 2 because that's how much electronics that I have, but this is good for any country in the world. Now, I would never pack 2 water bottles, but the boat company did give us all a water bottle. I had to bring it home. It's a free gift. And then we have liquid toiletries and electronics, and the bag is empty. Let's go through the electronics first. It is 2 tiers. I did use every single thing in this bag. A light, the microphones, this is for my computer, and this is my Insta360 10-foot selfie stick. And then I have other little cards and stuff in here. Bottom half, this is where the 10 pounds come in. My Sony camera and an extra lens. I did use this to take pictures. I didn't use it every day. Probably would have regret if I didn't bring it. This is the battery pack to go with this. Another one of those universal chargers. This is a really cute little tripod where it can stick to anything, and then it's mag safe. GoPro batteries, 360 batteries. I did have the 360 camera in here as well, but something bad happened to it, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it anymore. And then a ton of cords. It was much better organized when I left. All right, and last but not least, let's talk liquid toiletries. You obviously have to keep them separate. Hand sanitizer. This is called Milkshake from Beekman 1802. I got it like a facial toner hydrating mist, and I've really been loving it. But all of the containers are so huge and made of glass usually. So this one is smaller and it's made of plastic. Contact solution I used, leave-in conditioner I used, shampoo and conditioner. I packed my Good Color shampoo for my hair. They still have some in there. I had enough shampoo conditioner to wash my hair 8 times. I did also pack this Moroccan oil color conditioner because I figured that my hair color was going to fade, but I didn't end up using it because I was afraid it was going to stain the pillows. Toothpaste, used that. Primer for my makeup, did not use that. This is another shampoo from Tahiti that I love the smell, and I packed that just in case. Makeup setting spray, didn't use. Face sunscreen. Bug spray, did not have to use at all. My Summer Fridays lip balm. Listen, I didn't want to like this, but I like it. But I didn't use it. I do have 2 of these ear drops, like for swimmer's ear, and I do use these after I dive just to clear out your ears. I dove 22 times within an 8-day span, so these were necessary. This is a wrinkle releaser. I knew I was packing a couple linen things, didn't even touch it. This is a little perfume oil from Oman. These are the 3 things for my face. Moisturizer, tan glowy moisturizer, and then this is my tinted moisturizer from Estee Lauder. So the funny thing is I did get a darker color knowing I was probably going to get tan, and then I packed this too because I mix it with my makeup. It's the L'Oreal Glotion, and I got the darker color just in case I got more tan, and now using this and this, it's perfect for my face. If I would have packed my normal makeup, it wouldn't have really looked good. So I did use these a couple of times, obviously not when I was on the boat, but any day that I just wanted to look a little more fresh-faced and presentable. That's it. So I didn't do too bad. I'm a little proud of myself. Next time, I'm not gonna wear makeup. Let's be honest. And I didn't need that many clothes. Just always think about the what ifs for your trip and really, really think about them. I packed for a few what ifs, which made sense. You know, what if I went to a temple? What if I got cold? on the boat. The only other things I did not show, I did have a pair of joggers and a sweatshirt that I did wear on the plane. You know, they weren't packed, so I didn't really need to show it. That's everything that I packed. That's everything I used and didn't use. So not that you're necessarily going to go on the same trip that I did, but if you're on a boat and super tropical, just realize you don't need to pack as much stuff as you think you do. And you're probably never gonna do your makeup or your hair. And that's my story. Hopefully you guys watched the vlog. If not, this video is done and you can go watch it now. I had so much fun on this trip and I made friends. I really did. It's so awesome. 2 of my new friends got engaged underwater and I filmed it and it was, oh my gosh, every time I watch the video, I cry. It is so sweet. They are just the nicest people. And we're already planning future dive trips, like I said. So yeah, I'm home for the next 5 weeks. Now I'm counting down to only 4 weeks because I've been home for a week. And my next trip is going to be going to Africa. I will be going to Uganda and Rwanda to do some game drive safaris and most importantly, some gorilla treks. And I'll have 2 long layovers in Egypt. And Brian's coming with me. Me, Brian, and 12 of our friends. This is the trip to celebrate my 40th birthday, and it's coming up in July. You'll get a packing video, maybe an unpacking video, but definitely some vlogs. So stay tuned for those and all the other content before I go. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I know I rambled a lot today, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. I have such a mess to clean up now.